welcome back to Lick the Spoon with Beth and Jayme. We're back at it. We're taking on 2022. Here we go.
Yeah, we are.
We're ready. We're ready for it. Except we do need to talk about some of the things that happened in the first of the year that are not that great. A little bit of the want-wants, the blues that happen, the holiday come downeth.
Yes,
And
I know.
so
That's real, man.
It is very real. I get high during Christmas, not on real drugs. I wish. But just on like the shopping and the this and the, you know, the fanfare of it, I get real up. And then comes the day after Christmas and I'm like, what am I going to do with my life now?
Yeah.
I've been looking forward to this, you know, the whole entire year. It's just like, I want it.
I know.
And then it's like, come September, I'm like, yeah, baby, it's Christmas time. And then it's
September.
done.
That's early. Well, I feel like I should have started earlier this year, made it last longer.
Yeah. Well, I don't mean like Christmas. I just mean like the holiday seasons. I feel like September is the kickoff for all the cool holidays.
No, but it's like, okay, back to school. Everyone's getting into like a rhythm of stuff. And then it's Halloween.
And got football season in there.
Yes.
Which I don't watch football, but I like the fanfare around it.
Yeah. I mean, it's all bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. Thanksgiving. Yeah. The Christmas.
And then there's still New Year's, but you don't do a lot on New Year's.
Well, at least for me where I work, it's literally like we go from New Year's, we get a day off for New Year's, and then we don't get another day off until Memorial Day. And it's like the longest stretch.
When is that?
That's in May.
Oh, dang.
It's like the longest stretch you can go without like an actual holiday, like the whole office is off. Like obviously you can take your own vacation, but that's different.
Yeah, that is.
But that's a long time. And especially where we live, it turns gray. Like
I know.
It's gray now.
I don't like the gray.
Colder than, I was going to say a witch's boob, but not the nice version. I don't know where that comes from, but that's how cold it is.
Never heard that expression, but
oh yeah, it's not appropriate.
It's very cold out there right now.
It's like 19 degrees and the sky, at least like the sun came out today. That was helpful. But we head into like January, February. It's gray for like 60 days.
Yeah, and windy. And
just kind of miserable. Yeah. Now that I'm adequately depressed.
On that note,
how do we get through? How do you get through the want-wants?
We plan a trip.
Yes.
We plan a trip very intentionally, usually in February. This year, we're changing it though, because as our kids get older, it's harder for them to miss school. So now we're planning it on actual spring break.
Oh, that's a long jaunt for you guys then.
And so, what do you mean?
That's a long time. Like normally, if you normally go in February, now you're waiting till April.
Well, I know, but
that's a long time.
I know it is, but I am going by myself in January.
Yeah.
And so so for me, having something to look forward to, like on my calendar, and usually that's a trip. It doesn't have to be like to a foreign country, but something that is going to be fun. And I have it on my calendar for sometime in January or February. That's super helpful for me. So even if it's like going to stay in a hotel somewhere else and going sledding or like something fun.
Yeah. It
on
helps.
my calendar to look forward to really helps.
That's a good one. I have to be careful about not, because when it gets cold and when it gets gray, I just want to curl up on my couch after work and not really go out, especially if it's snowy. Like I can drive in the snow, but I don't love it. I actually got some boots. So a couple years ago, we had a snowmageddon. And it was awful. It was just like, 2 weeks of snow or something wild. I remember we had to stay home from work. It was, for us, where we live, it's like we don't get snow like that usually. So it was a big deal. And I didn't have anything. I didn't have a snow shovel. I didn't have a car broom. I didn't have snowshoes. And it got to be so bad that like I couldn't get out of my house. So I had to call a friend. Actually, it was a student. I was like, can you come help? Can anybody help me? I think I put it out on Instagram. I'm snowed in. I don't have a shovel. Can anybody help me get my car out? And so a student came with a shovel and she helped me and we shoveled out for an hour. So sweet. Then it snowed again. I was like, oh my gosh, Beth, you are trapped in your house. And I didn't have snow boots. I'm like, I guess I could put like plastic bags over my feet. I'm like, listen, the shame of walking to the grocery store right now with plastic bags on my feet is too much. Like I can't do it. And I didn't even have a warm jacket. It was a mess. Gosh. So I 2-day ordered like from Zappatos, like these boots, wrong size. I'm like, oh my gosh. So then I got another pair, but they're like giganimous. They're like these giant snow boots. And
that's what snow boots are.
I know, but they're like, I think they're like half a size too big, but I couldn't send them back because I needed to wear them. Yeah. And I already sent one back before. So I have these giant snow boots and I realized when I'm driving with them, I cannot tell the pressure of my gas. I'm fine on brake, but on gas, it's like in my foot hitting it. So it just feels very terrifying.
Yeah. Well,
I have a tendency to just stay home and just curl
it's okay
up.
if you have extra space in those boots, though, for you to wear extra socks or thick socks.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking a significant amount of wiggle room. It is not just like, oh, if I maybe wore like 4 pairs of extra socks, I'd be okay.
Dang.
So again, choices were made. I didn't know how to buy snow boots. I just didn't know.
You just buy your normal size.
I did, and they were too big. But sometimes I don't know my normal size. It's fine.
Okay.
It's a whole thing.
Okay, yeah.
You know, it's fine. I should have read closer, but I just impulse buy sometimes, and I just needed those stupid boots so I could leave my house. And then when I got the boots, where did I go? Nowhere. I went to Home Goods because, you know, I finally got dug out, and I'm like, you know where I really need to be? Not the grocery store, Home Goods. So yeah. So my normal reaction to like the cloudiness and the disgustingness of like this gray winter is just to curl up. And I have to always remember to like, you still need to hang out with your friends. You still need to like call your friends. You need to have some kind of human interaction, you weirdo. And then I'm like, oh, that's just too much effort. And then I go and lay down on the couch. But you know, it's fine.
Okay. So
that's one of my tips is to not just lay on the couch.
Yeah.
To talk to a human.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good tip.
Yeah.
I think I might buy a lamp this year.
Oh, I have one. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Do you recommend it? Like the kind you... So here's the thing. There's so many out there that I don't know. And not that I've spent time researching, but I'm sure I could find one that's appropriate and good, but I haven't done that yet. And so it just feels like this, you know, this world of lamps that I don't even know where to start because there's so many out there, but I do want
a sad
good
lamp.
one.
Yep.
Yes, a sad lamp that is not sad. That's the opposite of sad. That helps you be happy in the gray gloom.
Yeah.
Because I've never had a lamp, but I know that time of year / this time of year, it's not good.
Yeah. I actually had a friend buy me the lamp in 2020. I think she was concerned about me because I was home so much. And anyway, it was so sweet. And because we had talked about lamps and she got one. And it's interesting because it's like not like you just sit in front of it. This one, you just kind of have it on and you're just supposed to have it like on in your peripherals. So you're getting the light, but it's not just sitting there like an old school 80s style sun lamp. Yeah. And it's just kind of like a fluorescent-y like lamp. And I just turn it on during the winter in the mornings when I'm working. Okay. And yeah, I think a sad lamp helps or just good lighting helps. I would say go outside, but I won't even do that on like the nicest day of the year. So
really?
Yeah.
No, I think that definitely helps.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
You got to wear the appropriate clothing. Do you now? Okay, so you have boots.
Girl, I'm set. So I have my boot. Like today I had to go out and like it snowed a little bit. I have boots. I have like a nice heavy jacket. I got all kinds of gloves. I wore my mittens today. I'm like, I'm so cute. I'm wearing mittens.
And you're warm. That's the thing. You have to dress appropriately.
Well, and because of last year, or not last year, a few years ago, I bought this thing that goes in my car. It's like a shovel brush 1-2. So it's like, I always have a shovel in my car now. Like I have a kit in my car with a blanket and water and Band-Aids in case I were to be stuck somewhere. Like I go anywhere, but I have like an emergency kit.
That's smart. I need to add that to my car.
Well, especially you actually go places with your children. The likelihood, and I think I have a granola bar from 5 years ago in there, but that's fine. Yeah. I'm like thinking about that now.
That.
I need to probably make some choices that are different in there, but yeah, at least I have it.
Yes. So that's good. That's good.
So, okay. So we're going to do sad lamps. We're going to talk to people, maybe plan a little trip. What are some other things? I'm trying to think of what I do.
Music helps me a lot.
Oh,
so if I put on some reggae, some tropical vibes.
Crack me up.
Tropical vibes. Make a margarita, maybe.
Yeah. Do you remember years ago we were at a party at a friend's house and it was a girls' night and you were teaching us this way to dance that was like shaking your hips?
Yes.
What was it called?
I remember the dance. I don't remember the specific night you're referring to, but it's called, listen carefully. It's called punta. Punta. So if you just say it fast, people might think you're saying a bad word. Yes. But it's punta. It's punta. Yeah.
I just remember we were just shaking it. It was so fun.
That is a Belizean dance. It is so fun. It is very fast. It's a lot of, and it's not just shaking your hips. It's like doing like little like circles. Yeah. But like little tight fast circles over and over again with your
hips
and your butt. It is.
Yeah.
And
it was a girls' night in the winter, by the way. Did you know that?
I don't remember.
I know you don't remember. Yes.
But music like that, little dancing definitely helps me feel better.
I got really into Dance Revolution. Oh my gosh. I am perpetually in 2002. No, I was getting into Just Dance. So last year I was like, I would go to work and then I would take like a 10-minute break and I'd do some Just Dance. And
that's fun.
It was kind of like a good way to break up the morning. So I need to remember to like pull that out.
Yes.
Because that will actually make me have such a better attitude. Yeah. And then it's like, I realized too, like once I start dancing, it's hard for me to stop. Like I'm going to do 2 songs and like 50 minutes later, I've done like a whole repertoire and I'm like just that's a good workout too. Body and
you know what? Working out is a good one. So we got a Peloton. I love it. It's making a huge difference in my life. And that I know is going to help me this winter for sure. Because all I have to do is get my butt on the bike.
Yeah.
Once I get on the bike, then I will do a workout. And working out makes me have more energy.
Which is, I mean, shocking that you can get more energy, honestly. Like,
it really is.
You are an upper.
No, it's shocking. Now I see what you're saying. But no, it's shocking that we're like expending energy gives you more energy, but it does.
Yeah. A body in motion stays in motion. That's physics, I think. I don't know. I work with scientists. Sometimes I try to say smart things and then I'm like, I think I'm a little dumb, but that's okay. We're all a little dumb somewhere.
Smart to me. I like that saying.
Yeah. But body in motion stays in motion. And it's like, when you stop, you just stop. And that's the thing I've noticed is that especially like late 2020, because it got wearing, the staying home and the whatever. And especially 2021 when it just kept going and we didn't go back to work and it was just like teleworking. And I'm not great at teleworking. I need a lot of human interaction. And so that's been challenging.
Yeah. And you're still teleworking, right?
Still teleworking. And I just noticed that like I go from work, sitting all day doing, computer stuff. Then I'm done. So it's either I'm working on other computer stuff for personal stuff, or I just want to watch a show and then I'm not moving. And then as for me, if I'm out of the habit, I just don't want to do it. And then I look in the mirror, I'm like, where did that chin come from? Like that wasn't there. But no, I'm sorry, but I'm going to call someone out. Like someone did me dirty recently and they took a video of me from the side at a low angle. And I was like, ma'am, I never want to see that again in my life. Yeah.
Please delete.
They texted it to me and I was like, I feel like you're bullying me.
Oh gosh.
But sometimes it's like you don't see yourself and you don't see where you're at. And then all of a sudden you see yourself and you're like, oh, okay, I think we have to do something active with our bodies so that we don't feel like this. I have a treadmill. I have a jumper. I feel like I have the tools. I just need to like get in the although the jumper, I have a rebounder, a baby trampoline, like 80s style. But
That's awesome.
It makes me a little bit seasick. And so
that's not working
the jumping.
For you.
And so I couldn't figure out why I wasn't using it. And like, you're just being lazy. Get up there. And then I do it for like 5 seconds. And I'm like, I feel a little sick.
Yeah.
So
that's not
the thing.
The exercise of choice for you.
And I did buy new walking shoes for my house because I don't wear shoes in my house. So I bought specific workout shoes for the house.
Yeah.
So that was another big step. I got my tap board. I told you about a tap board.
Yes.
So it's like, I need to get my tap board out.
Yes, you
Sorry,
do.
Neighbors. Like, it's happening. So anyway, now I have some strategies for the fitness portion or the I don't want to say fitness, the body moving portion.
Body moving. It's good. Going for walks is good. Getting outside.
Outside makes a huge difference. I keep seeing like studies and things about like how it just helps your brain to just be out in nature. And I hate nature. Like the last thing I want to do is be outside. And okay, let me take it back. I would love to go on a walk if I knew where all the dogs lived. If I knew like I wasn't going to get barked at or chased. I got chased once when I was walking. I used to walk for like 3 miles every day. And I was actually taking care of my dad when he was really sick. And he would take a 3-hour nap-ish in the day. And I would go take like a 3-mile walk while it was actually more than that. I would take I think I took like an hour and a half walk that ended up being like 3 or 4 miles and walk all up and down these hills and stuff. And one day I went like a different route and I knew where all the dogs were. And I lived in a neighborhood where it was like a lot of people just like had their dogs like close to being out. You know, like they have a fence, but it's barely a fence. So you're a little bit scared walking by, but you're like, I'm probably okay. No, I walked by this one house. This little baby dog started chasing me and then this big dog chasing me.
Gosh.
And then I was just like, Beth, you can't run. You can't run. You got to not show fear because, you know, I'm thinking that I know how to, you know, master a dog. And it was terrifying. Yeah. And I never wanted to walk there again.
Well, go to the river, drive to the river and then walk along the river.
Yeah. I mean, Jayme, let's be real. Okay. If I literally won't walk on the treadmill in my office.
You need to come and go for a walk with me.
Yeah. I need a human. I need humans. Yeah.
Come, let's go for a walk because we moved close to the river so that we can just literally that's one of the reasons is to be able to just walk at the river and not have to drive to get there.
Yeah, no, I love that. Like, again, for me, it's human interaction. Like if there's not going to be a human involved, I'm just not going to probably do it.
Okay. Or, well, we should schedule some of those.
Okay. We'll do it when you get back. Okay. We'll schedule something. All right. Do you have any other go-tos that help make you feel better? Sometimes for me, it's soup. 9 times out of 10, I hate soup. I don't want to drink that crap. It makes me feel sloshy and not happy. But sometimes when it's a real gray day, I'm like, you know what I need? I need a cup of chowder. And it just makes everything better.
I think my family would starve to death if they didn't eat soup because I make so much soup.
You're a soup person.
Well, it's easy to make. I can make a lot of it.
Yeah. And it lasts a long time.
And you can dip bread in it. So there's a complete meal.
That's good.
Pretty much. You can put all kinds of like random things in it. Whatever's left over in your fridge. Like I make soup all the time. I'm telling you.
I made miracle broth once. And it's like, I went to a nutritionist and they said, you should, for your gut health, make miracle broth. And basically you take all these veggies, you boil them for 8,000 hours and you make this concentrated like veggie broth.
Okay.
It took me, I'd worked on that for a whole day, cutting up vegetables. I had to it was just a whole thing. And I made so much broth. And the nutritionist was like, oh, just drink like a cupful, blah, blah, blah. I did it a couple times. Did I feel healthy? Yeah. Did I enjoy it? No. And so then the broth just sat so that I froze a lot of it. It sat in my freezer for like 3 years. And I was finally like, you know what? I know you worked really hard on this broth. I know that it costs a lot of money to make this broth and that it's supposed to be really good for you, but you're not going to eat this broth. I think we can let it go now. And then it took another 2 weeks before I was like, okay, I can let it go. So anyway, go soup. So anyway,
if you ever do that again, I'll take the broth.
Yeah, I would give it to you. I should give you the recipe because it actually was really like it was really good. It was good for you.
Yeah,
I'll take the recipe. It made me feel like happier. I don't know. Maybe it was just the cutting up of the vegetables. I don't know.
Here's the thing. When you're in that, it's easy right now to be like, oh, do this, this, and this. But like in the moment when you're feeling like blah,
don't do anything. That's why you got to pre-plan for the blah. That's like part of like
that's why we got to get some things on the calendar.
Yeah, get stuff on the calendar. Have your broth ready.
Get that lamp.
Get the lamp.
Don't wait till it's like, oh, I really wish I had a lamp right now.
Make sure you have snow boots. You know, like just I feel like if you have the fundamentals of what you're going to need, it makes life so much easier and you're not in crisis mode of like trying to get an Amazon order and just all that stuff. You got to
plan to put the fun in fundamentals.
Oh my gosh. That is so extra. I love it.
It's so good.
Got to plan it for the fun in fundamentals.
That's right.
Man.
Fun.
So
you plan to have fun. That's the
thing too. Is like where's the fun? I need to do that. I'm going to put that on my list of stuff. Is like where's your fun each week? I'm going to go for weekly. Daily's kind of asking a lot for me, but to start just like where's your fun? Where was your fun this week? And I'm thinking right now, where was my fun this week? This has been fun, but other than oh my gosh. So I have a tendency to kidnap people. I don't know if you know this about me. I had a friend in town over the holidays and we got together a couple times. And anyway, we went to a restaurant and it was just like we're trying to be cautious and somebody was coughing. We're like, oh, absolutely not. So I'm like, oh, okay, we should go. I'm like, oh, do you want to go to the Target with me? And, he's an old youth group member and he's like, sure. And so we go to the Target and we're walking around and I was saying something. He's like, this reminds me of old times. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, we used to always go to Target together. And this is not on one occasion. There were several occasions where this delightful young man who I adore, he's not like a son, but he's like a fun nephew.
Yeah.
Okay. I kidnapped him and I would say, let's go hang out. And then I'd drive him to different stores with me, making him run errands with me. And he was trapped because I drove. And it was just like, I just like trapped him. And I was just like, what is wrong with you?
It sounds like he didn't have a problem with it.
No,
it was a fond
sport
memory
about it. He was a good sport about it, but it bothered me that it didn't just happen once. Like, and it was, I'm a repeat offender. Like, because
maybe that's why you suggested Target. It was just like
muscle memory. I was like, oh, we're hanging out. I got to go to a store. So that was something so special.
Funny.
Yeah. I have more stories of that with other people, but I'll save that for another day. It's just one of my quirky habits.
Oh, I have a fun story that's related to the word fun. So this week, we had our family in town and my niece was with us in the car and she's talking about how she calls her uncle Funkle. He's her fun uncle.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm like, well, what about me? I'm your auntie. Am I your fanty? Am I your funty? Like, what am I? Right? What are you
my
call
gosh.
Me? And then she's like, yeah, funty or whatever one she picked. And then she tried to do it with cousins.
Was it not appropriate?
It was totally not appropriate. And it was really funny.
Oh my gosh.
It was really funny. And then we're like, maybe change that. So anyway.
Oh, you gotta love kids, man.
Absolutely.
I love they're just, I don't know. Every time I'm around a kid, they're just funny. Stuff comes out of their mouth that's so inappropriate. I just appreciate it. Because as you get older, people don't necessarily allow for that in their lives to just say whatever's on their head and just be
well, there's a period
rude.
of, I right. But then as you get older and older, I feel like that filter comes away more and more.
That is true. I have met some saucy ladies that are quite a few years older than us, and it's like, oh, okay, that's just how we're gonna be now. So, all right. So I don't really have any other tips other than like
hang in there.
It eventually the sun will come back out.
Listen to I just gasped. Listen to the podcast.
Listen to the podcast. Listen to a podcast that uplifts you, makes you happy. Hopefully, it's Lick the Spoon. If you really love Lick the Spoon, maybe send it to a friend that would love Lick the Spoon, because that's what we're here for. We're just here for the happy. Well, Jayme is. I'm 50 happy and just surly. So there you go.
Oh, I love you, Beth.
I love you too, Jayme. Happy 2022.
Yeah. Here's to the next year.
Here's the next year.